Good morning, everybody. It's Chris, aka Young Brimless. You know what I'm saying? I'm in these streets. I'm walking these brimless hats. I can lay my head all the way back. Look at this. Do do do. It ain't nothing stopping me or petting me because I can lay back. A lay back. A lay back. A no brim. Anyway, yeah, this is how I sleep. I sleep with a no brim. You know what I mean? It's like I said, Young Brimless. I'm in here. So a friend and I were okay. I'm just being an idiot. Okay, so a friend and I were talking recently, and we had this like long conversation about mansplaining. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically when a man explains something to a woman, um, thinking that she wouldn't know anything about said subject, that is patronizing, or in a way that makes the woman seem to be smaller or lesser than. Now, sometimes men do it on accident, I've been told. I honestly thought it was more of a purposeful activity where, like, you have this hierarchy about yourself and you think that women are below you, so therefore you have to explain things to them in a different way than you would other people. Um, I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. But I have in the past been accused of mansplaining, and I'll be real with you guys. I'll be real with everybody. It annoys me to no end, the whole mansplaining thing. I really understand that our society is not equal. I get that. But it bugs me because I feel like if I'm not explaining it to you because you're a woman and rather because I think you don't understand it just as you, that's not mansplaining, that's just explaining, and you happen to be a woman. I then asked my same friend this question: can a woman explain to a man? And she said no. And I go, what? I go, if the activity can happen via a man to a woman, they could definitely happen to a woman to a man. There's nothing stopping a woman from looking down on a man and explaining something to him because he's a man. In fact, I feel like women constantly think that men need to be treated differently when they explain things to us. It's just because, like, we are all different. People often say that women operate in emotion and men operate in logic. I don't know if that's necessarily true for everyone, but I do know that that is kind of a generalization that I have seen play out over and over and over again. So it would stand to work that if you're going to explain something to someone that is more logical, that you use more logical terms. It's just called adaptation, I would think. I would think. So anyway, I was told that men cannot be woman-splained. That doesn't exist. And the reason is power dynamic. And that's because we live in a patriarchal society and whatnot. And in that society, men already have the ability to be on top. And then I go, well, what about black men? Well, because we're not obviously going to be on top. In some cases, like white women have more power than we do. I can say throughout my entire career, I've mostly worked for women, and I've always had the mentality that in some ways that women are better at most things than us because I've seen them do it. I've seen them be literally more powerful. I've seen them literally be stronger. I've seen them literally go through more things. And I don't understand that this whole concept that either one is, isn't the same, And that's just been my experience, though, because of course, like I only have what I've experienced in my life and my bosses and the people I've worked for, and I've been lucky and blessed that they have all been great, powerful, smart, intelligent, awesome women. And so, like this idea that women can't woman explain to a man, and yet men are constantly like putting women down doesn't fit for me because I feel like it happens. It just does. It's the same thing where I've been told before, and I would love to hear you guys just like thoughts about this, that black people can't be racist, and yet I'm just like, if said black person did the same thing that a white person did, or vice versa, and if what the white person did was racist, then that means black people can still be racist. That's just how it works to me. Like the movie White Girls. If that came out as black girls, you switched everything else around, that would be the most racist movie ever. So in turn, does that not make the movie White Girls racist? They literally make fun of white people for being white. How is that not racism? You know what I mean? But again, my friend made the distinction, though, of there being a power dynamic. So therefore, because of that, black people cannot be racist. And I have talked to several people about this on different ends. I talked to some girl that I was dating at one point. She was with me. She's like, yo, black people definitely can be racist. They racist all the time. Like, I get treated a certain way by certain black people because I'm white. That in itself is partially racist. And I get treated a certain way for me personally because I'm black. That in itself is personally or partially racist. It may not be on purpose, it may not be intentional, but it still is such. And the idea that just because things happen in the past, that I get a pass to be racist just doesn't fit for me. In the same way, I don't think that women get a pass to patronize men and talk down to men just because that we live in a patriarchal society. Like, I think that both can exist at the same time. Both can be wrong, both can be right. And at the end of the day, that's just where I stand, man. And it's hard because I feel like in the wake of this like social justice warrior world we're in, not that I hate them, I don't mind them. I might be an SGW at some point in my life, I don't know. It's hard when you're trying to do the right thing. It's hard when you're trying to be a good person. Not I want to say a good guy, a good person. Because like I would never speak down to a woman because she's a woman. And to me, because I'm not doing it because you're a woman, it's not mansplaining, it's just explaining, and my bad if I thought that you didn't understand it. I'm starting to like come around to the idea of just immediately apologizing and not even defending it and go, I'm not mansplaining, because I still feel like to some degree I don't understand why there has to be a difference. And I admit that my eyes roll back in my head a little bit every time someone is like, oh, thanks for mansplaining me, or like, oh yeah, look at this, I got explained to by a man about blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, it really could be a thing that you're presenting yourself as being ignorant about the topic. Or maybe that person, like for me, I had an example where I was talking to a girl and I was explaining something to her and she goes, thanks for mansplaining. And I go, I wasn't mansplaining it because you're a woman. I was telling you because it was brand new to me and I thought it was new for everybody else. I had not heard the vernacular used anywhere else. So I assumed that you didn't know because I didn't know. It was more about me not knowing and nothing to do with you being a woman. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna just assume that you know if I don't know something. I might be like, yo, did you know about this? You know? But instead I just assumed it was so new that everybody else was fresh off the boat, you know? And that's really been like my major issue is that like people that jump to accusing you of mansplaining immediately push the idea that you had ill intentions or bad intentions when you didn't. But then when you call them out on it, they go, well, I'm not saying you did it on purpose. I'm like, yeah, man, but you know that's like, that's fighting words. That's not something you say to somebody when you're trying to build rapport. You're trying to like build their trust. That's something you say to somebody when you want them to, you know, be with you on an equal level. That's something you say to try to like knock them down. Like, yo, don't patronize me, bro. When again, I feel like when people were patronizing, it's very much on purpose. But I could be wrong. I'd love to hear you guys talk about this, your thoughts, your mind canons and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing out quality content in these streets. If this is what you call quality content, I need to find a way to make this nerdy because I feel like my videos do better when they have a nerdy like twinge on it. So help me out. I'll figure it out myself too. But thanks guys for all the love and support. I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm gonna try to make one every other day with a topic like this where we discuss something that's just off the beaten path. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. See you soon. And I'll use teleport. Don't forget, you can buy this shirt right now. Down below, there's a t-shirt carousel. Check it out. Believe in yourself. I'm also doing TikToks, which is where I'm putting more of my more funny, silly content. You can find that at Black Man Answers. And otherwise, guys, just if you're new, subscribe, because YouTube does a thing where every time I get a new video that does well, I lose subscribers. It's still a thing. The channel's doomed. So I'm just putting up what I want right now, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys are being safe and staying away from each other for now. All right, guys. Later. Like a gator in the wind. Also, you guys didn't know, but you're in bed with me right now. Oh, you probably knew that. You know what a bed is. I don't need to explain that to you. Be you a man or be you a woman.